Hey, beautiful souls. Welcome back to the Getting Real podcast, where we talk about all things real estate, revenue, reinvention. But most of all, we talk about creating lives that are truly aligned, joyful, and free, and that are real. So, I'm your host, Monique Hom, and today I'm sharing something very special and very personal with you. This episode features a talk I gave for the recent Seven Figure Lifestyle Summit, and it's called From Six Figure Success to Seven Figure Joy: What My Year of Fun Taught Me About True Wealth. Now, if you've reached a level of success that looked great on paper, but didn't feel as fulfilling as you expected, this is for you. Or if you are just wanting to experience more success, and when I talk about success, I talk about it very holistically and having a life that feels abundant and wonderful in every way, this is for you. And I spent years building a successful career in business, investing in real estate, checking all the boxes. And a few years ago, there were some big life events that made it so life started to feel less and less in alignment. Even though on the outside it was looking great, on the inside not so much. Um, I've talked about my year of fun before, which started as 50 days before my birthday and then turned into an entire year of fun. This was like incredible gift that I happened to give myself, and it completely transformed how I now see wealth, success, joy, and it's what inspired me to create this summit and this sisterhood that's coming forth from it. Over the next few weeks, actually, over the next 20 weeks, I'll be sharing each of the incredible interviews from the Seven Figure Lifestyle Summit right here on this podcast. These women will blow your mind with their wisdom, with their courage, with their hearts, with their like just nuggets of gold that they throw out. And so you can stay tuned for that. That'll be happening over the next like 5 months. Um, but if you do not want to wait and if you want to get access to all of these sessions right now, plus over $4,000 in gifts that the speakers have gifted that they gave to the participants, including books, programs, coaching sessions, AI tools, other tools to support you in creating seven-figure success in your finances in your life. Then you can grab the all access VIP pass for just $99. If you go to www.tinyurl.com/VIP 7 figure. That's VIP, the number 7 figure, singular. You can get that. You can get lifetime access to every session and all those incredible bonuses for less than the cost of one nice dinner out. So feast on that. Now, let's dive in. Here's my talk: From Six Figure Success to Seven Figure Joy: What My Year of Fun Taught Me About True Wealth. Let's get real and enjoy. Welcome to Beyond Seven Figure Success: What My Year of Fun Taught Me About True Wealth. Now, this quote really summarizes it for me. Most of us would be upset if we were accused of being silly. But the word silly comes from the Old English word selig, and its literal definition is to be blessed, happy, healthy, and prosperous. This is a Zig Ziglar quote. A lot of people might think that having a year of fun is pretty frivolous, flitty, silly, but it's not silly. Well, it is silly if you think of it as making a path to making you blessed, happy, healthy, and prosperous. It is deadly serious to do this, and I'll tell you more. So today, during this presentation, I'm going to talk to you about what lies beyond traditional success metrics, how to measure and build seven-figure joy, not just seven-figure income, and why the most successful women often feel the most unfulfilled, and the framework that creates true wealth in all areas of your life. A little bit about me. My name's Monique Hom. I'm a McGill graduate, Columbia Law School graduate. I'm a real estate investor. I've currently have over 1,000 residential and industrial assets across 15 states, done over 400 million in real estate transactions. I'm an award-winning multiple seven-figure business owner. I'm a 6-time #1 international best-selling author, a TEDx speaker. I'm a wife and a mother of 3 amazing kids. I looked great on the outside, but things were not as good on the inside. There was a lot of uncertainty and change that I was going through in my life. And on the inside, I was suffering and unsure. First, there was a lawsuit that really shook my security and confidence. I trusted in the wrong person and got really burned. What I thought was stable and certain suddenly wasn't. My sense of financial security was challenged, and my reputation in ways that I hadn't anticipated. This really threw me for a loop. This was a good thing. These are good things, but also a lot of shift. My oldest got married last year, and my last child just entered her senior year of high school. You know, these this impending empty nest has forced me to confront who I was beyond being a mother, a role that's shaped so much of my identity for so long, and of aging parents that need support. I have a parent with dementia, this role reversal, becoming the caregiver has really shaken me and brought me to consider mortality and life priorities. So all of this to say that, regardless of things going on the outside, I was suddenly asking myself, is this the life I built? Is the life I built the life I want? Right? All of these things that had been working, had been bringing me joy, weren't anymore. And I was just really lost, confused, and unsure. I realized that I'd mastered seven-figure success, but I was living with four-figure joy. Now let's talk about this joy scale, right? And when I share each one, think about where you rank. First, there's one-figure joy. That's barely surviving, going through the motions, really in the pits. Two-figure joy is you have occasional happiness, but mostly you live in stress and anxiety. Three-figure joy, your good days outweigh your bad days, but not by much. Four-figure joy looks good on the outside, but it doesn't feel right on the inside. I was here. Five-figure joy, you enjoy your life, but you know there's more. Six-figure joy, Many areas of your life are absolute fire, but some areas are still not good, right? So maybe the business is doing well, but your relationships aren't, or your relationships are great, but your health is suffering, or your health is wonderful, but the money is not where you want it to be. You might be in six-figure joy. Then we get to seven-figure joy. And that's when you're deeply in love with every area of your life in every possible way. It lights you up, you feel alive, and you're enjoying success by every measure. That's the goal. Now, a crazy challenge changed everything for me. So, before a milestone birthday, okay, 50, um, my daughter and I was actually at a conference in March, and my daughter had joined me, and people were asking how I was going to celebrate this birthday. And I decided, just off the cuff, I'm going to do 50 days of fun leading up to this birthday. And I decided I would do something fun every day. And what began as 50 days of fun expanded, because as I got towards that birthday, like day 46, day 47, I realized, wow, I was falling really deeply in love with my life. This was so powerful. I did not want to stop. Why would I stop at 50? So I decided, you know what? I'm going to do a whole year, 365 days. Well, my fun anniversary was August 13th. And that came, and I thought, this is way too good. I'm going to go to 500 days of fun. And I've been continuing this every day. Every day, I ask myself, what would feel fun today? What would make me come alive? And every day I did something. Sometimes they were big things, like my daughter's marriage was one day. I was on some amazing trips. We were in Europe, we were in Mexico. So there were some big things. And then there were things that were simple, but brought me so much joy. Swinging on swings, climbing a tree, having a pillow fight with my husband, building a blanket fort in my living room. Super fun, super simple. And I tracked my daily joy, right? I noted it on social media. I've been tracking it. It's actually becoming a book. But I tracked that in the same way that I tracked my revenue and my expenses and my income. This has become my discipline. And discipline, as you can imagine, is my word for my disciplines that lead to a life of bliss. So what I discovered when I did this crazy challenge is that true wealth isn't in your bank account. It's in how alive you feel. So what I was really chasing beforehand, I'd been chasing financial wealth to feel wealthy. And I realized that I could feel wealthy right now by choosing joy in those big ways, in those simple ways. The irony was that all of my achievements, the properties, the business, the accolades, were attempts to create feelings of abundance and satisfaction, but those feelings were available through direct joy investments that cost far less than another real estate deal. And those joy investments led to more deals, right? It led to more opportunities that made me come alive. There's not a direct correlation, like insert joy, take out money. But it's even better. Now, the problem with traditional wealth building is that people are focused on one pillar of wealth, money. But I believe that true wealth is across 6 pillars, which are described. I just use the acronym HOLY to describe that. Each letter of that acronym stands for a piece of the entire wealth puzzle, right? And if you have all of these and they're, flowing, that's when you really have 7-figure joy. When we obsess over financial success at the expense or the exclusion of other wealth dimensions, we create an inherently unstable foundation. If you're working your butt off at the expense of your family, your health, your joy, then it's really not worth it. That's, for me, poverty. So, like a table with only one leg, it's going to topple over no matter how strong that single support may be. So, let's talk about the holy pillar. First, there's W, and that stands for worth. And that's in 2 ways: self-worth and net worth. The breakthrough was learning to value myself as much as my net worth. I realized that I was measuring my value through external achievements rather than honoring my inherent worth. When I began treating myself with the same respect I gave my financial assets, when I invested in my joy as much as I invested in real estate or business, everything shifted. Health is for the H. And that's really about your vitality and well-being. My breakthrough here was prioritizing energy over just productivity. I had been pushing through exhaustion to meet business goals, not realizing that vibrant health actually fuels greater success. When I started investing in sleep, in movement, in eating right with the same commitment I gave to my business, my capacity expanded exponentially. O is for outlook. That's your mindset and your perspective. My breakthrough here was that joy as a success strategy, not as a byproduct. It's not I will feel good and be joyful when. It's like I feel good and I'm joyful. I have the success because I focused on feeling good and being joyful. I discovered that an optimistic, possibility focused mindset wasn't just a nice to have, it was a critical business asset. My best investment ideas around problem solving breakthroughs came from a place of joy, not areas of obligation. So the outlook also is about just waking up with joy, waking up expecting blessings, and just staying in that state. The first L has to do with love and relationships. This is about connection and intimacy. My breakthrough is that fun became magnetic and it deepened all of my relationships. As I prioritized enjoyment and presence, I noticed people were drawn to me in new ways. And my marriage rekindled with playfulness, my children opened up more, and even business relationships flourished with authentic connection. The and it's so much more fun when you are in community, when you have friends and you have sisterhood, you bring them along, like that amplifies the fun. And that amplified fun amplifies your results and it deepens your relationship. So it really is this virtuous cycle. Then there's laughter and fun. That's the second L, which is about joy and playfulness. My breakthrough was that this became my secret weapon for everything else. I realized that deliberate fun wasn't frivolous, it was fundamental. Scheduling play and pursuing delight with the same seriousness I scheduled business meetings really unlocked my creativity, my resilience, my innovative thinking that I didn't know I had. And like I said, it just made me fall very deeply in love with my life. And that is the whole friggin' point. Lastly is the why. And that Y stands for you. And this is about your authentic expression and living your purpose. My breakthrough came from sharing my gifts without holding back. When I stopped dimming my light to fit expectations and started expressing my unique talents and voice fully, opportunities align naturally. By showing up as my whole self rather than just my professional self, I attracted the right clients, partners, and projects. And with this part too, as part of the fun, not only was it about business and realizing like where did I want to focus my time, my energy, my gifts in this business realm, but I also picked back up my paintbrushes. I started pottery. I started to dance. I started to sing. I started to do things that I love to do, like travel and jigsaw and spend time with friends. So I got to become more me. And the world and then honestly, I can't be anybody else. So who else am I going to be other than me? And it is so fun to be me when I'm fully me. And as it's so fun to be you when you are fully you, fully unapologetically expressed. And that's what you get to unleash. So the holy wealth result, right? You have the worth, you have the health, you have the outlook, you have the love, the laughter in you. And when all six pillars are strong, you don't just have wealth in the bank, you feel wholly wealthy every moment. And ultimately, we want the money in the bank so that we can feel all of this, right? That we think that the money in the bank will cause us to feel that or will give us the time to engage with that or to gift people that. And money is important, right? The worth and net worth is part of that worth. So it's not that we ignore that, but there's so much more to living a seven-figure life. And I've realized that there's this compound effect, the 365 rule. So small daily joy investments really created like exponentially more joy, 365% more joy in a year. Just as compound interest builds wealth exponentially over time, intentional daily joy practices create a cumulative effect that transforms your entire experience of life. Small, consistent investments yield exponential returns. All right, exponential. And things just shift in ways that feel miraculous. And I'm going to give you an example from my year of fun. So this is like day 268 for my year. I started with an early morning sunrise walk with a friend to start and center my day. I had an afternoon dance session, which was laughter. I did 20 minutes of dancing to a favorite song. And there I had some business alignment. I decided to turn down a lucrative but draining project. It just felt like, ugh, every time I thought of it, my energy was like in the tank. And I was like, you know what? I'm a no, because energetically, this doesn't feel good, doesn't feel fun. And I want to create space for something that's more aligned. And all of those things, like this is joy overflowing. And imagine doing like little bits of joy every single day, it really shifts everything. And the questions that you ask really change everything. So I had some old questions that were keeping me stuck. How can I make more money? What's my next business goal? How do I solve this problem? What do I need to fix about myself or fix about the situation? What do I have to do? Do. It's so much about doing. And the new questions were about a little bit about more about being. So what do and there was like I was doing fun things. So what can I do to have even more fun today? Who or what is no longer fun or joyful in my life? What can I let go of? What can I stop doing? Well, how do I want to feel about my life and what makes me feel that or what makes me feel more alive right now? What, who, and then how can I do that? How can I tap into that? How can I channel that? How can I be that? And those questions really shifted. So passive income plus joy equals true freedom. And true freedom equals being wholly wealthy. So I'm all about passive income, right? I teach women how to invest in real estate and create passive income. My big, hairy, audacious goal is to help 1 million women create financial freedom. And I call financial freedom when your passive income equals or exceeds your expenses. So I think it's great that you have your money working for you, and it's great to have that financial freedom. I love it. Gives you even more time for the really important thing, which is the joy. So when you have your money working for you and you know how to generate joy independently of circumstances, you achieve a level of freedom most never experience. And I hope that you get to experience that. And it really is just a choice. I have some gifts to help you move towards this. So first, for everybody at the summit, I am gifting my Investing in Real Estate from $1 to $1 million guide, investing strategies for every budget and every goddess. So this is a guide for everybody, and it's going to show you strategies, simple strategies you can take, some of which require very little money, some of which require very little time, some of which don't require you to deal with tenants. um, and so there are like, those are the biggest blocks I see to people. They're like, oh, I don't have the money, or I don't have the time, or I don't want to have to be a landlord and like evict anybody or get calls about toilets in the middle of the night. Well, I share 4 strategies that are low to no money, 4 strategies that are little to no time, and 4 strategies that do not require you to deal with tenants so that you can find a strategy that works best for you and get into the game. For my VIPs, I have this gift. It's the Holy Wealthy Woman's Starter Kit. It's a suite of standalone tools for joyful abundance. And this kit includes a complete joy portfolio assessment. This is a assessment and an AI tool. There are actually 5 AI tools, plus some workbooks and guides. So we have the 7-figure joy activation practices. These are daily, weekly, monthly rituals designed to maximize your joy ROI with minimal time investment. Many take less than 5 minutes. And this coach, there are suggestions, and this coach will help you figure out what makes sense for you. There's the Beyond Success Planning Guide, which is an internet active coach and workbook. There's the 30-day Joy Investment Challenge, AI tool for personalized micro practices, and a passive income integration strategies AI tool and coach. So all of those with this is something I've created actually just for this. I'll be selling it for $497, but for you, VIPs who are paying only $97 for all of the things, you'll get this for free. So the question isn't whether you deserve joy and success by every measure. The question isn't whether you deserve 7-figure joy. You absolutely do. 100%. The question is, are you ready to receive that level of joy? The women here have proven that they can build external success. Now, I'm inviting you to apply that same brilliant mind and determined spirit to building internal wealth that matches your external achievements, and that internal wealth that will help you receive even more external achievements that feel great to you. So that's it. Thank you for joining me here. Thanks for being on the summit. Have fun. I hope this episode sparked something in you, a reminder that success without joy isn't really success at all, and that joy and fun aren't things that you have to earn, they're things you choose. So if this resonated with you and you want more, be sure to check out the VIP All Access Pass for the 7-Figure Lifestyle Summit. You'll get lifetime access to every powerful session, plus over $4,000 in gifts from our speakers, including courses, books, coaching sessions, tools designed to help you scale with soul, find deeper alignment, and create a life you love waking up to. So again, go to www.tinyurl.com/VIP, the number 7 figure, FIGURE, to grab your pass for just $99. And I've got something really special coming for you next week. I'll be sharing an incredible conversation from the summit with one of our most loved speakers. Her incredible story of going from making 10,000 a year to over $1 million, sharing her spiritual gifts. I promise it will ignite something inside you. Until then, stay true, stay bold, and remember that joy is not optional. Fun is not something you have to earn. It is the way. Love you. See you next time. Don't forget to subscribe.